because people were like, well, why is it happening in here? This, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. And I understand that part. You've already apologized for that part, so there's no reason to really go back on it. But I feel like a lot of people held on to that part as well. Yeah. And so that allows them to miss a lot of the points of the story.
Yeah, there's certain things that people want to hold on to that they want to never forgive me for, or, you know, feel like I'm human and whatever. So it's fine. Remember, AP, there's glitching with lives and violations. There's gotta be, because Drea did nothing wrong. I will DM what it is. That's crazy. So, yeah, so, you know, I get it. And my thing is, that's why I'm like, I acknowledge the people that, you know, are disappointed. You know what I'm saying? I acknowledge, but I don't live my life for y'all. I just want y'all to know that at the same time. Like, I acknowledge where you thought I could have did things differently, or not entertained it, or said no, or did something different. But at the same time, you know, it's my life. It really is. You know what I'm saying? I have agency over, you know, the things that I do, just like you have agency over the things that you do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit there and be so like, oh my God, I can't believe you made that decision. Like, we all make decisions every day. Like I said, before I came onto this app, y'all weren't with me day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now it's kind of like, you know, have that same energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a grown ass woman. It is what it is. I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm going to continue to make mistakes. I'm going to continue to fuck up. So hold on. So yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? My mistakes are that they're just mine, and that's it. And, you know, for the women out there, if you know what I'm saying, like, listen, I don't know anything. Like, I didn't mean to, like, I only name dropped because he was name dropping first. Right. And I feel like at this point, like, he was giving his whole side of the story, but he was also dropping names. And so when you drop names, like, that's just what you're doing. Like, nobody was mad at him for dropping the names, but they're mad at me because I'm dropping names. Like, I'm just showing that he be pillow talking. He do. He kiss and tell. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So, I mean, you know, listen, do what you got to do. I mean, y'all want to protect that man, but leave me out of it. You know what I'm saying? Protect that man and just leave me the fuck out of it. Do what you got to do and leave me the fuck out of it. Just leave me the fuck alone. Block me if you got to. You don't fuck with it. I already knew before I started, before I made the decision to even date him, I already knew that there were people that were going to be against me. I already knew that. And that was before we even got shit even kicked off. That's how predictable, you know, people can be behind a situation, is the fact that I already knew he was going to get taken up for before I even started dealing with him. I already knew this was going to happen. I knew there was going to be a bunch of people that were against AP, and there was going to be a bunch of people, even more people, that was going to side with him. And that's cool, but just leave me out of it. Go do what you do on that side of TikTok and leave me the fuck alone. Not sure it was, but I hope you pass over, because as you said, we're all human, right? Grow. I will continue to grow. I'm not even worried about that. People are always gonna have to have something to say. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. It's not a single motherfucker that's perfect on this app at all. I'll just remove the strike when the time is up. Oh, okay. Damn, I can't believe that, Coach. Listen. They all say that at first, Coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying they all come across like they are very much, and I'm not saying you're doing this, but, you know what I'm saying? They all come across like they're very much, you know, unproblematic in the beginning, and then they end up being problematic. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, like, you know, there were signs, you know, that it was on the decline when I was driving in the car with him one day. And I had earphones in my ear and I was listening to music. We were on our way to the gym and he had headphones in his ear too. But he was listening to Tea Times Live and, he looked at me and he was like, so you just gonna you just gonna listen to music the whole way on the way to the gym? And I looked at him and I'm like, yeah, like I want to listen to some tunes. You're on the live, so I just figured like you were just tuned into there. So he was like, oh, all right. So it's some of those things sometimes. And then I found out not only was he listening to the live, he was in the fucking panel. So he had the earphones in because he was in the panel. So he was coming off of mute talking. And I'm sitting here like, you over here complaining about me listening to music and you in a whole live discussion. That's when I knew it was shit like that. That's when I knew. And I was like, this is not the way. What are we talking about right now? It was little things like that I could tell you. Go ahead, India.
Then we'll be told that our standards are too high and we don't give people chances. But then when we do, because like that could have been easily something that you'd be like, okay, maybe not. But because you didn't and you chose to be like, maybe it was just a bad moment. We always try to like, everybody pay attention to the red flags.
Right.
But the red flags could be anything. And it could be something so small. But if you say, I'm going to focus on this red flag, then you'll be at fault. And that's why you're single and that's why you're lonely. Because your standards are too high. But if your standards are lower, it was your fault that you got fucked over.
It's my fault regardless. It's my fault regardless. Cause if I would have dipped after that and been like, all right, I can't stand this nigga. Niggas would be like, that's why you single. Because you don't know how to take your time with a nigga and just be patient. How do you know he was da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? You know what I'm saying? So if I go left or right, it don't matter. I'm still always going to be in the wrong because I'm the woman. I'm the one that's supposed to make him want me, right? That's the job. It's my job 24/7 to make him want me every single day. And if there's a day that he doesn't want me, then there's got to be a reason why. She did something. It's her fault. That's why he don't want her on the Tuesday. He wanted her on the Monday, but it's her fault that he don't want her on the Tuesday, right? So it's like I'm going to be eaten up regardless of what I do. But if I stay in the house and I don't date or I don't talk to nobody, then that's why I'm single too. Because I'm not going out there and putting myself out there and I don't want to talk to nobody and meet nobody. So then it's my fault for not completing my own family for the sake of my child. It's my fault why I'm a single mom because I don't want to give these niggas no chance. You a man-hating ass bitch. You need to get you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all my fault. It don't even matter what I do. It don't matter. In the eyes of the public, it is my fault. It is AP's fault.
Can I just say that the people that was up on the panel, no fault to them, no, whatever. But if you don't understand that, like, just by hearing how they were like, look, you need to make better choices and maybe you shouldn't act the way that you're acting. You need to be introspective. You need to think about the things that you can do to change the situation. But no matter what you change, it's always going to be your fault. You could look deep. You could give this person 1,000 chances. You could pray every day, pay your tithes and offerings. You could go and give frankincense and myrrh to baby Jesus. And if that man do something wrong, you need what you did in the situation.
But see, here's my thing though, right? Here's my thing. You got a couple of women on the app, right? That you've interacted and dealt with as a man. One woman was too clingy and she was too damn jealous for him. Another woman was too damn masculine for him. The other woman just kept on disrespecting him and talking to him crazy. None of the women worked out. None of the women worked out. But then I'm getting judged harshly on how I fucking move.
There's a common denominator with those people, and it ain't them. They don't know each other.
I'm just saying, right? I didn't even know about these women on the app. I didn't know about these women on the app. I didn't even know he had slept with one of the women off the app until Bella's live this morning. Now that's some bullshit, right? He wants to sit there.
But also, AP, And I was gonna say, if you think about his character now, right now, from what you know now, somebody was too masculine for him, which means that they stood up for themselves, and he did not like the way that they were handling themselves. Right? The other person was too clingy, which means she let him run all over her, and she still showed him attention and wanted to spend all his time with her. Right? Then he had somebody that was disrespectful to him. Which means you talk to her any kind of way, and she talked to your ass any kind of way back, and you didn't like that mirror.
Right. Right.
The common denominator was him. That's all I'm gonna say.
None of it worked out, right? None of it worked out.
Let me cook.
Just don't curse, coach.
I ain't gonna curse. Trust me.
And be careful with your camera on, because they keep reporting you. And they go report.
Yeah, I know. It was probably because of the resume. So I'm going to give y'all this message with my legs crossed this time. I'm going to be a little bit educated and respectful to y'all guys today. All right? Now, to all y'all silly, mundane, nincompoopish, unaccelerated mental capacity, low self-esteem having, unsecured, not insecure, but unsecured mental state. Fellas, let me tell y'all something. It is sad. It's stupid. It is. How David said this years ago? This is beyond me. It is no way in the world none of y'all can get up here and take up for any man that shares a woman's or his homeboy's private information that they felt safe enough to share with you. Let me make sure I'm understanding this right. SA, we do know what that means, right? So, see, the reason why I'm bothered because I know this sucker, right? Oh, you can best believe I'm gonna have a live, send him to live. If I see him in another room, listen, for people I don't even do all that, and it's not gonna be an argument. But I'm gonna address it. I moved here to Florida. I'm from Greensboro. I seen your video training. I did not know that was him. This is the same guy that because I was in a live maybe 2-3 weeks ago. There was a certain particular lady that I had shot a little shot at, and I guess okay. So her and a couple of other ladies wanted to so-called get validation. Why the fuck? I don't give a fuck. Unless it's so biological, brother, that is the only ham sandwich I will give. So this same dude, Hulk, gets up here like, yeah, I know Coach. He's, from what I see, he's a solid dude. He consistent in how, what I'm saying, from what I see, he carries himself well, which I do. Anybody that know me in real life, they will tell you this dude is the same, probably worse in real life if you know him. I don't do all that. I'm too tall for one. I can't wear no fake ass outfit. I'm that be high water as hell. No, I can't do all that. You feel me? So to hear you say this dude has done this off of the app, talk to you in this right, you're not wrong for getting yourself out of there. Because God forbid you had to stay there trying to be like what Indiana said, trying to be the loving woman and understanding. Let's just say he had decided to go on a fucking trip and be domestic, physically domestic, like you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because to me, I'm a man. If a man that has not healed from that, I've gone through that. I've had to heal for myself, and you done heard me talk a couple times. Coming from prison, never having that relationship, if I didn't take that time to get myself right, I'd probably be worse than him. This is why a lot of these guys have attitude problems that they don't know how to talk to women. They don't know how to shut the fuck up and listen to a woman. Because their mama never listened to them. They've always was told, shut up, listen, this is that and third. So now I'm grown, I'm a man. You can't make me shut up. You gonna listen to me. That's why you single. That's crazy.
Trip got a question for you, Coach.
Yes, Coach. So granted, I didn't see you on a few panels. I don't know if your name used to be just Coach or something else, but I swear I remember you. I used to go live with this guy named Marcus, and you came up and checked his friend one time and was like, boys, stop playing with me. I done been to prison. I swear I remember you from that live. Coach, you drive trucks. Did you ever drive trucks? I can't hear. He on mute.
My page was Coach Payne, If you talking about at that time, I was in a truck. I don't drive trucks. I was my homeboy was trying to get me in the truck, so you might have seen me in a tractor trailer a time or two during my live or something. So yeah, it's
So
been a
maybe you
while.
don't drive trucks, but I feel like you was like outside or used to do like workout videos and you something with
Yes,
okay, okay. I
yes,
had to
ma'am. That's
remember. I'm
me.
like, damn, I think I heard his voice before. Okay. That was my
Yes,
only
ma'am.
thing.
Yeah, I did. I did 10 years. I've been home since 2013. Appreciate that, bro. But nah, man, y'all. Look, and I need y'all ladies to stop doing something. Let me tell y'all something for real. And I mean this shit. Y'all stop beating y'all damn self the hell up because somebody's stupid. Do y'all understand me? I don't care if it's me. Do you hear me? If it's me,
Why is he in the camera?
it ain't nothing wrong. It ain't nothing wrong with y'all. Do y'all understand? It's not a motherfucking thing wrong with
Not
y'all.
to interrupt you, but that was my point in the fact that, like, I appreciate what the two ladies had to say, but my point is, I don't think that any of that, like, yeah, we gonna hold our own. We women do hold each other accountable, despite what people on this app may say. We do, but in this situation, I felt like that message was misdirected. There would have been, and I appreciate you taking it graciously, AP. But you know me, I was like, fuck that shit. Because once, if you disrespect me in my face, you disrespect me to people online, you just flat out was wrong for saying some information that had nothing to do with you, simply because you knew it and you meant it to me as a slight. Fuck all that. You
Let
get
me
what you
tell you
get,
something.
period, point blank. And if it
See,
was a man doing the same thing to a man, nobody, not one person, not the women, not the men, not the none of that, would have said anything to that man. They only saying something because you are a woman.
Yeah, I feel
and,
that.
and, and AP, I don't even need no names, but I heard you say this maybe 2 or 3 times. You said you already knew. Miss me with that one, right? But there are. So you're telling me there are people actively defending Hulk in this entirety of the situation, correct?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Of
Okay.
course, Slim is one of them. Slim said that there had to have been
Slim who?
Slim God.
The one.
Yeah, he definitely said there had to have been something that I did to make Hulk do what he did. So there's that.
Okay. I know him too. Me and him friends. So I got him on the mental note. Slim guard. Yeah,
Kev,
kind of heavy set dude. Got the live happy.
yeah,
I'm gonna be up in there.
Kev,
What's the nose?
Kev
Cause this is
the
stupid.
Kev the comic. He went on live about my vagina
The
the
light
other
skinned
day.
bald headed wannabe
Yeah,
comedian.
yeah, he been dragging me all over the app. He been
Okay, I'm
definitely
gonna catch
dragging
him.
me
I know
all.
him too. We friends. We mutual
But
on social media.
yeah, those are the main people like involved that want to have something to say, but they claim that they don't have no beef with nobody on the app, but then they want to get in lives
See,
and,
this is what women talk
And
about.
and
Men will
that's
not
my
hold a man
point.
accountable. That's crazy.
That's
Y'all
my
got these
point. And I
platforms.
know Kev with his half tooth having motherfucking ass ain't said a goddamn thing. First
Come
of
on
all,
now.
you need to change your name from Kev the comic to Kev the complainer, because your ass is not successful as a comedian. You not fucking funny. You look funny though. You definitely do that. You funny looking, but you not funny. Girl, why what send up the motherfucking bat signal. Where the fuck do I be?
oh yeah, no, he was talking about my vagina for hours the other day for sure.
Who? Who?
Kev the
I'm not.
comic. Kev
Okay,
the
so look,
comic.
I don't be on this. Okay, so I'm not
Oh
holier
Lord.
and better than thou. I don't be on this internet like that. So when I come in and I'm this shit. Okay, I'm appalled now. This is okay. This. Yeah, okay. We can make this say, and I'm not like no G checker, but I am a man. I don't know how. I don't mind having a conversation with a man, and I definitely don't mind. I'm from North Carolina. So that's one thing I need a couple of these cats to know. A couple of my
She
clients are
stand up,
pilots.
baby.
A couple of my clients, they are pilots. One work for Spirit, one work for Delta. They done told me I can get anytime I need a buddy pass. All I got to do is tap that text message and send that bitch. I need
No,
men to understand for real. Like, and I'm not even
yeah.
playing.
Come
This
back,
is
come back up,
crazy.
come back up.
We got our women out here that really want to be with us, and you got guys that have platforms that are saying, so you're telling me that that AP had to have done something I don't know what the world a woman could do to me for me to want to go on social media or tell any of my friends something that this woman felt safe and trusting enough to share with me. What could she do? I don't care if she went and had intimate sex with my brother. As a man, what you do as a woman is not gonna make me go and wanna go tell the world, oh, AP, AP was 17, or what? I'm not gonna do that. What you do does not dictate the dignity and the morale and how I function. That is the most insane, asinine shit I heard in my life.
Right.
And you telling me you got men up here saying, well, AP, you had to have done something for him to say that. What the fuck? That is stupid.
Yeah.
That's crazy, y'all. And me, like everybody that know about these situations, there's no way y'all people are even following these people. It's nothing to conversate about. If a person is showing you and saying that on this app, unfriend them. Because that's no type of energy. Only thing you can do, pray from them from afar. Because if they're saying that and acting like that, they are like that.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, Coach. I'm used to that. And here's why. I'm used to that, right? Because the same way, Hulk had to mention my essay shit or whatever, because I mentioned that he was adopted. You know what I'm saying? He was adopted or whatever, so he has trauma too. Because for Hulk, it's always been about my trauma. AP has trauma, but he's not recognizing he has trauma still too. It's not all healed, and so that's why I brought up the fact that he was adopted. And so then that's when he proceeded to talk about my essay. But here's the thing, though. I'm used to men getting taken up for because it's been happening my whole life. There is nothing on this app that surprises me when it comes to people taking up for men, because that's what I've been experiencing since I've been a young girl. I ain't gonna hold you. This ain't no different, Coach. And I know a lot of people don't know these intimate details about me.
Right.
But this shit is never gonna change. Okay.
Well, don't say that. I don't want to say don't say that. I want you to reword that. Okay. And that's why I say, God puts us in places where we need to be. And I don't know how this man's happened, but I appealed it and I'm able to get back up here. So obviously this message God got for you. I have an uncle that is like maybe a year older than me. He let's just say he did everything except for penetrate his little penis in the glutes when we was about maybe 8 or 9 years old, right? They took me back. I was at my grandfather's house because him and my grandma, they separated. So he's married to another woman. She's married to another guy. They took me from my granddad's house back to my grandma's house. I was never asked, never talked to, none of that. Back then they gave a whooping, discipline, right? Now, mind you, I'm still I think if I was 9, he was 10. If I was 8, he was 9. I couldn't have been no more than 10, whatever. So fast forward, here I am older, right? And in the process of me healing, I had to look at why I was so quick to get mad at a person or get so angry when I was trying to explain something to someone and they was cutting me off or choosing not to listen to me. It wasn't until after I got out of prison from doing 10 years. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you exactly when it was. I got out in 2013. I had my daughter in 2018. It wasn't until 2019 or 2020 where I had to collectively understand what my issue was, right? When cause I understand exactly what you're saying. As a child, my grandma, I was always the problem child in school. When shit happened in school, it was always Quentin this, Quentin that. And I was never heard. My grandma, no one ever listened to me or would never say, well, Quentin, what is really going on? Why are these people saying this or what happened? Or they didn't never ask the school, well, why? I get what you're saying. Do not think like that. Do you understand me? Because it's not always going to be like that. It is not. The reason why you feel like that, because you have not gotten the strength enough to change that. And the reason why I say that, right? Coming from prison, I used to Hey, yo, what do you mean? I already got a loud voice. So to compensate for people trying to not hear me, I used to be like, yeah, man. So you know what I'm talking loud. Even in arguments with women or with some of my homeboys. Yo, what do you mean? Yada yada yada. I had to wait a minute. It was one day I was smoking. I was like, yo, why am I always blowing up like this? And I had to understand that that little child in me was still mad inside of this grown man, that the fact that they never asked or they never heard or tried to listen to me as a child. That's not my responsibility to hold them at fault for that. I experienced it. I went through it. I had to regroup myself and learn how to communicate how I feel without yelling, without coming across as, oh, he's a mad black guy, or, or he's an asshole. I really had to learn that. And the extra reason why I really had to do that, AP, I'm tall. I have muscle. Still mad inside of this grown man, that the fact that they never asked or they never heard or tried to listen to me as a child. That's not my responsibility to hold them at fault for that. I experienced it. I went through it. I had to regroup myself and learn how to communicate how I feel without yelling, without coming across as, oh, he's a mad black guy, or or he's an asshole. I really had to learn that. And the extra reason why I really had to do that, AP, I'm tall. I have muscles. I have like a stoic face. So naturally, if I'm just sitting here chilling, listening, most people think, "Why are you mad?" I had to learn all of those were triggers because that's what my family used to say to me. A lot of the reasons a lot of these black men are the way they are because they are so scared to sit down and address what has happened to them as a little boy. It's okay. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't. I told the last conversation I've even tried to make amends with my uncle that essayed me when I was young, right? When I was on the phone with him, he portrayed as if he didn't remember this, AP.
Right.
Do you want to know what I did? I felt myself getting mad. And I told him, I said, you know what? I said, what I will do, I said, I love you. God bless you. I said, this probably be our last phone call. And I pray God bless you the remainder of your life. I left it at that. I haven't thought about it again because it's not on me to get mad because he want to indulge mentally in where they want to be at. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is not going to be like that. It is not AP's fault. It is not your fault. You are not the reason why somebody else is choosing to be stupid, choosing to be rude, disrespectful to you. That is not fair. That does not make nothing wrong with you. You are a wonderful, good-looking, fine-ass woman. You better be glad I'm in Florida because I'd make his ass mad. I'd have your ass out somewhere rubbing your motherfucking feet. So serious. Don't play with me. It's nothing wrong with you. I'm telling you this as a man that has been through that trauma that he's scared to heal from. This is the problem why he's jumping down and trying to attack you. Because I guarantee you, he don't do this to them. He probably scared to have a conversation with them.
Right.
Men that do this to sisters, they won't even text or try to attempt to have this conversation with them. So I want you to know that, and I'm not saying this flirting. I mean this from the bottom of my soul. You're beautiful. It ain't a motherfucking thing wrong with you. You understand me? I don't give a damn what not now anybody else on this app say. Fuck 'em. You bad. If you want to get your little abs right, fuck it. You are wonderful. As smart as you is, you can keep that little fruit or little whatever you got. I come lay my little big square forehead ass on that motherfucker. You don't gotta change nothing. Because to share that with a man that you haven't, I hope y'all haven't had sex, but if y'all haven't been intimate and you share that,
Oh,
that showed.
Who gonna tell him? Who gonna tell him, y'all? He's already made it known.
Okay. Ladies, let me tell y'all something. An immature man with an immature spirit that does not follow God will do his best to tear you down mentally and spiritually. Because y'all women work on that. That is a woman's integrity, her essence, how she upholds herself. We know y'all are not perfect. I'm not perfect. But a woman, her image, her put together, like that is that. Listen, boy, that's like for us. That's like a dude telling me like, "Yo, you lying." Like when I say word on my mother, dude, like, "Yo, you fucking lying." Them fighting words. So for a man to do that, oh man, I don't, because I'm not a woman. So no, I don't understand how you feel. But I can definitely have an understanding of why you are feeling the way you are. Because that right there, it doesn't matter how many apologies come, how many women come along and say, sis, I'm with you. That is a woman's essence. You do not do that. I don't care the fuck what she does. I know men be like, well, man, what do you mean? It doesn't matter. The Bible union is God, man, woman. That's how he made it. I don't care. It may not be right, but as a man, he's built us different. If you look at AP, her biceps and arms and shoulders ain't big and strong as mine. So we can carry a little bit more than a woman. That's why the character of a man is so respected when you get a woman, because you carry certain shit. You carry it a certain way. I'm not saying, and I know when AP made a statement about he was adopted, she wasn't being offensive. She wasn't. But because he wasn't in a mature space mentally, he wasn't healed. Oh, she's taking shots. So now it's time to fire back, attack back. Nah. You're wonderful. I'm not gonna keep going on, but you're wonderful. You are great. And I can guarantee you, listen, keep right on riding the same beat. Keep your ass in the gym. If you want to go virtual with me, call me. Goddamn, I Planet Fitness right down the sidewalk from the barber shop.
Okay.
You do not got to stop this train because one chain link fell off. Don't you even let it do it.
Can I interject for a second, please?
Yeah. Or I didn't know. Hold on, Maria came up here first.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you good? Maria, did you have something you want to say?
Give me 1 second, baby love, because I want to speak to my sister real quick.
Yeah.
Let me just say this, sister, I am with you, and I don't give a goddamn what anybody got to say. I was mad that them comments was on sub only because I was really I was about to go to war. I was about to come up there and cuss everybody out. Because what are you talking about? I haven't even been in your space very long. But the feeling of how you are and who you are as a person radiates through the screen. I know you don't know me, and I know I don't know you, but I can tell you are a beautiful, spirited person. I don't have to know you to feel that, okay? And what I have to say to you is, do not let this experience or this person, because he's dealing with his own demons, he's digesting them as we speak. Do not allow him and his demons and what he got going on to mess with anything. Future, past, present, none of that. Don't allow that to mess with you. You are a beautiful person. And also, baby, I'm currently going to the gym right now, too. Listen, I done got down enough weight. I'm like, I need to go on here and get my little Planet Fitness on. If you want to, listen, I'll give you my contact information. We can FaceTime and get, girl, I learned some new TikTok. You know what I mean? I will encourage you if you need that. But you don't need this. These people on here, one thing about it, they demonic as hell. They just on here for entertainment. They have nothing going on in their lives. That's why they're on here 98% of the time. And I'm not knocking some of y'all that be on here, because I be on here too. But the people that are on here for being dramatic and being messy and in people's business, half of y'all ain't got business to have in the first goddamn place. That's why you in other people's business. It was very wrong of him to bring it onto social media. That is not what a man is. That's for all lack of better terms, he's a punk. Because no real man would have brought that to social media. They would have had a problem with you. They would have talked to you. No real man would have yelled and got all up in your face the way he did, or heightened his voice, whatever he did. No real man would have done that. They would have said, well, you know what? Maybe we just need some time apart. Woody woo. He handling this like a little bitch. Sorry, excuse my language. I got to be careful. But I had to say it.
Right.
It is what it is. You know I'm going to keep it real. But at the end of the day, after this, pay this mug dust. it's really gonna blow over tomorrow because there'll be mess every day on this app.
Oh, that's facts. That is so facts. That's why
You
I'm
know
not
what I
even.
mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You accurate, 100%.
So they're gonna be on to the next thing. Be like, oh, well, you heard so and so getting into. Yeah, go on about y'all messy business. But yes, please keep on. Don't allow this to like stop you from getting in the gym. Getting right with your mind, getting right with your spirit, all of that. Keep doing you. Keep doing you. Do not allow this man to mess with your mind like that. Because I can tell you, I have been with a man, laid with a man, brought him into my home at a time that he was at his lowest, and he broke me down. He broke me down so low.
Right.
And I don't want to see. I can tell that you've got a very you are hard on the outside, but you are a softy on the inside. I can tell that just a little bit there.
Yeah.
We gotta act that way though, because the men's ain't gonna protect us. Who gonna protect us?
No, that's accurate.
A lot of them ain't gonna do it. The real good ones out there will, and you can tell just who they are. You ain't gotta say it. They ain't gotta speak on it. You can feel it.
Yeah.
But I feel you, and I'm here for you. Anybody, listen. Anybody that got anything to say about her? What's up? What you want to do? I know you're not gonna meet up in person, babes, and y'all can try to dox me all you want to. I don't give a goddamn. I carries mine. Let me know what it is.
True. That's true. Go ahead, Andrea. Thank you, Marie. That's facts.
Okay. I know you don't know me from a can of paint. I'm like Marie. But one of the things that really bothered me is the comments in themselves, because we, as Black women, carry those unconsciously through our systems. I'm a counselor. I work with many different women and in many different situations. And one of the things that I was hoping and praying is that you go get some counseling dealing with the crazies on this app. And I'm not saying everybody, but some of those comments were so from other Black women, which was just
Right.
abusive. I've never in my life, the bullying, I understand that this was a situation that just got blown out of proportion, and people have said so many nasty things, and I want to make sure that you understand as a Black woman to another Black woman, because honey, I'm damn near 60. I've been through it all. The reason I got into counseling was I had an abusive relationship that turned violent. So understanding that you will have moments, because these folks on here I've never seen so much bullying as I did this morning with you on that situation. On the other call, that was some kind of court thing. It's the first time I'd ever been or even saw that. And I thought to myself, unconsciously, we carry that. We think about it. We don't, think it's going to bother us, but it does. So if you are with a counselor, please mention it and please discuss it, because we absorb it and we take it, and it plays a part on our mentality. So I'm praying that you have someone that you can touch base with for that. Oh, yes. Praying for you, sis. Praying for you. The other part that I do want you to know is, as a woman of my age, sometimes, like the best revenge is living good. So sometimes the way you shut people down is you don't say a fucking word. Nobody had to know. I would let him suffer the consequences of telling every fucking thing he knew and would not co-sign on a fucking thing for him. Ever. Because when you speak, sometimes that anger, we carry that trauma that we've had in our past, and it comes out in anger. And so then you're dealing with that angry Black woman syndrome, which you didn't even need that, because honestly, the idea that a man comes and talks to you like you crazy on a live is enough. That should have been enough for everyone.
But Andrea, why she got to sit quiet about somebody speaking on her? I understand the concept of it, but it's abuse. What he just did in front of thousands of people is abusive.
But
And
didn't that abuse?
be held accountable.
didn't that abuse show already? So he's already shown who he is.
Hmm.
He's already shown who he is. You don't need,
Absolutely.
there's no reason to come to even comment or reply because he's shown you who he is and he's shown the world once he was heard on the live. There was no other reason to comment. Everybody could see and know.
It makes sense, but AP's response was a human response. If
It
somebody
is.
speaking
It
on you,
is. It
I'm gonna jump
is.
up and say some shit about your mama, your grandmama, and your auntie, brother, cousin, mother, sister. So the right thing to do is to sit quiet and let karma do its thingy thing. But
Yes.
I'm
So
telling you, it's
we got to be in our emotional intelligence sometimes to
yeah,
understand that people say those things to get that reaction out of you.
they
We
do.
know that. How
They
many
do.
times have, and I want you to think about this in the way that you go out to an event and you're just standing there and you're looking at a situation pop off and somebody brings you into it by commenting just on something you're just standing there looking and they're like, "What you looking at, bitch?" And you're like, "Wait, what?" That is, you have to use your emotional intelligence sometimes. And that was the perfect, because Miss AP, he showed who he was. You didn't even have to comment because, baby, when you are on a live screaming to the top of your lungs and doing all the things that he's done, you've shown people, one, I have no emotional intelligence. And the other part of that is that I have no control over my anger or how I feel about you. So you sometimes that is the best option that you have to put in place in order for you to walk away. And if somebody wants to come to you and ask you a question later on, and you can say, well, he showed who he was. I don't have to reply.
Right.
He showed who he was. But I really want you to check on yourself and just please, 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 because we do things out of we do things out of our emotions that sometimes affect us later down the road. And I don't want that to happen to you or anyone on here. Sometimes it is best that we just kind of back up, take a look at the situation, give it a little time. And then if somebody wants to bring you back, and you can do this without the anger, because
Right.
you don't deserve any of this. And so it's best to kind of back up, take a mental break, find out who hey, can I just talk to somebody about this? Because one of the things that we fail to realize is when we've been sexually assaulted, when we've been hurt, those things kind of rise up when somebody pokes it.
Right.
So please check on that for me. Please, please, please promise me you will.
I will. I
Thank
promise.
you. And that's it. That's all I had to say. Stay healthy,
Thank you.
mentally and physically. I love you, girl. Hold
Thank,
on.
thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. I think
Bye.
that also what I'm gonna do also, y'all, I'm gonna just set this boundary right now. And it's nothing towards Bella, but I feel like for me, that shit that Bella does over there is too much. For me. If you're gonna keep reading Cash Apps to the point where I can't fully disclose or get what I need to get out, I just can't do it. And I'm not going to sit there and watch other people go through that same shit too while they're up on the panel and they're getting interrupted constantly with the Cash Apps.
I was just about
So
to say that.
I'm going to say for me and my mental, I'm going to have to go back to blocking Bella because I blocked her before and I unblocked her because, she had reached out to me on the back end to have a discussion and, say that she didn't mean, certain things. But my thing is for me, that situation, which is why I unmodded myself, like it's too much. It really is. It's too much. And I can't constantly watch people who want to tell their story on a platform, but constantly get interrupted by bullshit. So I'm good on that. You know what I'm saying? She's going to have to go back to being blocked. If y'all want to communicate that to her, that's fine. I don't care. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something that I can deal with. And if we're going to talk about something, listen, she can talk about whatever. If she wants to talk about me and something else in the future on me or whatever, I'll just have to not know about it. But outside of that, I'll address whatever I'm going through on my fucking live. And so my thing is, you getting cash app like crazy to interrupt me for a story that I can't even fully tell on my live. I mean, on your live. So for me, it's just like, that's too much. I'm good on that. So it'll have to be a block for me after I get off of this live. That's no bullshit on that. Anybody else? I'm sorry. Somebody wanted to weigh in.
It was good, John. What's good, AP?
Hey, what's up, DDC?
Yeah, so I'm not. I mean, I'm aware of what didn't happen and all of that. I'm just not. I'm lost in the fact that how does stuff like this keep happening? And these are so-called men. I don't understand. Like, how do these men keep being able to have a lot of times, like their audience seem to be a bunch of women. How are women not seeing that themselves in the situation or understanding? Well, I guess that's just the culture we live in, huh? Like, it got to happen to you before you feel like it's worth saying something about. Like, in
Yeah, I mean,
men,
I don't know. I think just people just like, that's why I don't like when black men on here call out black women and say that we don't give them chances. We're too harsh on them. We're too this. We're too that. We don't do this. We don't do that. We're just never enough. And I say bullshit on that because when we give the opportunity out there, it's always, well, not that one, as if you knew what that one even was. There was a lot of people on here that did not think Hope was who he was. Right? On the back end. They did not know that Hope was who he was in a relationship. And you wouldn't
know how
know
many
that unless you
times that
see
didn't
it.
happen to me? Like, where I find out after the fact, like, no, that's a good brother. I like that brother. Seem like an upright man. And then you find out what he be doing. And then you realize that brother got some issues. And I think a lot of us excuse these, I guess, these faults that some of us men have because maybe we have them too. You know what I'm saying? And we can identify with it. But I don't know, man. Like, I done learned that you get further with a woman. All right, number one, how do we say women are too emotional, this, that, and the other, and then we can't control our anger?
That's
Anger
what I'm saying
is
though.
one of the most
That's
explosive
right.
emotions. So,
That's what I'm saying. DDG, you've been here when I've had tons of debates between black women and black men. And it's always
right,
been a bit of, we're so emotional. We're so emotional. And while that might be true, we've also told men that they're emotional and just as emotional time and time again. We've told men this, but they don't want to hear us.
right.
And so when they see a nigga being emotional, right? Being emotional, let's go to the gym. You not doing nothing, get off alive. When we see the emotions, nobody wants to take accountability for the emotions that they're seeing from a man, though, all of a sudden, it's not you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to sit there and deem that as the primary example for why I bring to the conversation what I bring to the conversation. Men are just as emotional as women. So what are we gonna do about it, fellas? Black men, what are we gonna do about it?
We gotta learn how to not deal with our. Of course, we gotta learn how to deal with our emotions, but we gotta learn how to deal with the woman's emotions that we're dealing with. If this is the woman that you want to spend time with, you want to get to know, you got to get to the point where you understand where she is, and you got to be able to be the logical one, as you say that you are, and you have to wait for her to be finished. And then that don't mean that you meet her where she is. Oh, she gonna get rowdy, I'm gonna get rowdy. If that's how you feeling, she might not be getting rowdy. She might just really be dealing with something else before you got there. And now she kind of may be lashing out on you, but I promise you, if you care enough about that woman and you let her say what she had to say, and you just stay calm and be like, okay, you finished? I was trying to check on you because, whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop. But if that's not what you want, that's fine. I can talk to you later. Now, if she don't reach back out to you and be like, I'm sorry, that was wrong. You was right. I shouldn't be like that. Then she got issues anyway. But most of the time, a sensible woman, a woman that's worth spending your time on, if she in the wrong with the way she was treating you and you don't react and you just analyze and let her know what your intentions were, she'll come back and she'll fix it.
Right.
One way or another. She will fix it. But a lot of us don't even get to that point because we so quick to go off and bitch who the fuck you think you talking to and all that shit. Like,
Right.
instead of like thinking that we got to be bigger than her. We already bigger than her. You don't have to show her you bad.
That's what I'm saying, right? He already know he's 6'3", however many fucking pounds. I don't know, close to 200. I don't know, but you already up there, so it's like, why get even more buck with me?
Because that's that man that's men that don't know how to assert themselves without using aggression. A woman might like that, but if she like that, she probably toxic, and she might like that shit because she toxic. I don't want a woman that want me to get buck with her and have to show my aggression for me to assert myself. If you can't assert yourself with your presence and with your self-control, letting her see I'm not about to come where you are at the moment. I'm going to stay where I'm at, and you're going to have to come to the emotional level where I am so we can communicate. You don't and sometimes we be tripping. Sometimes we be tripping and don't know it. Sometimes we could be doing too much and don't know it, and then we don't be listening when you're trying to tell us. So yeah, you might go off a little bit to get the point across.
Yeah.
But that controlling shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Red flags are red flags. Somebody trying to control your time, trying to control your space, and then also being overly verbally aggressive, those are flags. But a lot of men show them flags. A lot of men wave them flags. Like, and sometimes they be false flags, but you gotta be careful. Sometimes that's all they gonna do. They like a little poodle or something. They just gonna do all that barking and ain't gonna do nothing. But you gotta be careful out here. So
Right. No, it's true. Very true. Good shit. All from all of y'all so far. What's up, Royal?
Hey, I just I have issue with Anna. Can you guys?
You cutting in and out, Royal?
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Is it any better now?
Keep talking and I'll tell you.
Because I have my Bluetooth, and I think when I take it off of the Bluetooth, it'll echo. Wait a minute, let me take it off the Bluetooth. Is it still? Am I still?
Yeah, it's not. Well, it's not interrupting.
It's not interrupting. Okay, I just have issue with the people coming in here trying to police the way that you handle the situation. You had every right to stand up for yourself, of which I think that you did a phenomenal job. You had every right to stand up against the caliber of accusations and statements that were being made, about you. You had every right to stand up and to clear up and to say whatever you felt was necessary to clear your name. Bump these people who coming in here with their unsolicited criticism and opinions. Bump them. They don't pay your bills. Their life probably raggedy as hell. Don't pay no mind to anything. Captain Karmic and all of these other MFs, they got something to say. Their lives is probably a whole raggedy ass mess off this app. You don't owe them nothing. You don't owe them nothing. Then the lady that came before me talking about somebody ain't got emotional intelligence, but yet she's the one who doesn't have emotional intelligence, coming and she discerned that you may have been hurt by the level of bullying that was taking place, but then she
was heated, it didn't work out in my favor. And that's real, right? There's certain parts of it where it's like, no, do I want to be silenced? No, I don't want to be silenced. No, I don't. I want to be able to share my voice. But also I got to realize who I am on this platform, how people see me on this platform, the things that I do and how I move on this platform is going to get scrutinized and ridiculed as it far worse than if I was new to the platform, right? Nobody knows who the fuck I am. So I have to take that into consideration. I have to, right? That's why I said things like, I was irrational when I was up there. I was impulsive. I responded to way too much. And given the response, though, was hit with a lot of distractions on the Cash App side. So I felt like I had to respond to everything because she was making the statements. And it was hard to keep focus after being interrupted so much just to say what I got to say. So I think I can take something away from what everybody is saying up here. But I didn't mean to interrupt you, Crown. Go ahead and finish.
And I respect Royal. I respect Marie, because to be completely sincere, I certainly believed exactly their perspective at one point, because I would jump up here and I would respond, and I would feel like I was operating within my own willpower, like this was my decision to get up here. But I didn't realize that I was operating from emotional triggers that someone else had control of. They had studied me enough to know my weaknesses, and they were playing it to their advantage. And so when someone else knows you better than you know yourself, you are vulnerable. That is an ugly place to be in, because they have the joystick to your life. They can do certain things and make you do, because you won't stop and think and be logical. There, like in our decisions, we are, as women, we're emotional beings, but we are also logical. Just a lot of times when we are emotional, we tend to disregard logic. That's why we can fall for some man and then completely ignore the red flags, because we're in our emotions. We're thinking with our heart, and we leave our brain in our back pocket. You know what I'm saying? But when you are emotional, you have to be able to stop. Okay, how is this going to be advantageous to me? How do I gain from this? Because if you really look at it, like the young lady was saying before, he did a very good job at showing himself, and he didn't need any help with that. It was up to people's interpretation. I mean, there's really no reason to be screaming at strange women that you have not met, they have not wronged you, calling them bitches. That's a bit unhinged. That's a bit, you know what I'm saying? So just let his behavior speak for him, and how you win in those is you show your dignity and you rise above it. You complete it. This is beneath me. However y'all choose to deal with this is stuff for the pen. And like I was saying with someone earlier today, like, how many times does Beyonce get off her throne to come and respond to all of the accusations about her?
One.
You know, like, her fans respond. And it's certain people that see AP on this thing, and she is a damn threat with that mouth, because she is lethal. She is lethal to get her point across. She's very good at it, and that intimidates certain people. And so they took this as a shot to attack her integrity, and they attacked her character. They attacked everything. It was not about the incident. They took this as an opportunity to take shots at her. That's it. Like all those cash apps, it didn't make any sense, especially to keep sending money to say the same thing, you know. So I totally agree and even support people saying that, you know, I should be able to defend myself, but be very wise in how you choose to defend yourself. Because you defending yourself in a physical assault with physical, you know, to get them off of you is justified, is self-defense. But once they're off of you, you can't keep doing it. And in a verbal, you know, responding verbally to someone who offends you verbally is reasonable. However, every fool does not deserve your response. And sometimes when you answer fool according to their folly, you make them wise in their foolishness. You give them relevance.
No, I
And so
agree.
you just have to be wise in it. That's all I'm saying. So I understand your point, and I respect everybody's point. However, you as an individual have to look at it to see what's best for me. Because sometimes you need to clap back. Absolutely. But I just didn't see this as a time you needed to.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, and I could have. That's what I could have did different. I wish that, when I get shared the live and, things like that, I would just help. This is what I'll ask for my community of people that, are supporters of me. I would ask that you protect me by just simply not sharing with me what's going on, to be honest. And I get it's tempting to, I get it's, whatever, but I would just ask that you just not, if you see it in a situation where it's like something like this, which I don't foresee, and I'm not going to say that this is the situation like this is going to happen often, but I'm just saying a situation like this is best to just because right now what I'm trying to work on is not responding when I don't need to, and I'm asking for your help in order to do so. That's all I can do. And I think that the part of me that doesn't ask for help is the egotistical part of me, because I feel like I can master it and do it all on my own, and I'm telling y'all right now that I can't. So I'm being honest with y'all about that. I'm being transparent about that. It's not easy to do that, but I'm asking y'all to help me with that, if that's possible.
Okay. So let me encourage you for a second. There's not a pair of shoes on here, and even if you got one leg, there's not a single shoe on here. Look, that has not acted out of their character or beneath them, that have embarrassed the shit out of their own selves. You have lost absolutely nothing as far as the way that I view you. I don't give a damn what another woman is exposed about, what she does with her vajayjay or what a man does with his peen or whatever. That's why it's behind closed doors, and it's very sad that all of that had to come out. I would just hope that you are far better in being selective and not choosing somebody who kisses and tell in the future. But I can't hate on what another person do because they don't choose to live their life like me. So I respect you as a woman, and anybody else who chooses to live their life however they choose to. And as far as me holding you accountable, I got you. I will definitely hold you accountable, and I expect you to hold me accountable too. And so, I lost absolutely no respect for you, because a lot of people that have the most critical judgment about you, if you pull back the curtain in their life and you look behind, their life is no fairy tale either. And so it's easier to sit off on the benches and just make fun of those that are in the game. But if we throw you in there, your story would be probably far worse. And so nobody is perfect. Everyone has things that they do not want people to know. I don't. There are people who will think of you differently. There's people who think of me differently because of the mess that I was involved on this app, and I lose no sleep by it. So I just hold your head up and don't lose the fire that you have and the passion that you have in the way you express yourself. Just be wiser as you move forward. That's all. And as far as accountability, I hope there's sisters in here that's willing to hold you accountable as well. But
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. Andrea.
Sorry about that.
No, you're
Yeah,
good.
I'm here. At first I want to apologize that if I offended any of your friends or anyone about what I stated as far as I don't know why this is doing that.
Yeah, it's cutting out a little bit. You don't gotta apologize, Andrea. You didn't offend me, I mean, that's if people get offended by what you say, that's life. It's the app, but you don't gotta apologize. I didn't have any problem with what you said.
Yeah. But I do want to thank you. I do want to say to Crown everything that you said. I wish I had you at a friend when I was in my 30s and 40s.
no, you don't. No.
Yes, I do. Because holding people accountable, I mean, the
Damn.
things that we're saying here for us as Black women, I love it.
Andrew, you keep going in and out.
I know. I don't know what's going on. I guess I
Do
have
you
to
have
drop
do
and
you
come
have
back.
do you
Okay.
have headphones on? Earbuds
No.
connected to Bluetooth or anything?
Yeah, I wasn't doing this before when you were up here, but you might need to reset, come drop down, come back.
Yeah.
But the reason when she said that she wished that she had me as a friend, baby, some of this is something I'm just not learning and trying to still mature in, you know. And the wisdom that I have in this area is because I looked in the mirror and saw this ugly monster that I didn't like, and I had to check her. And so when I can see that in somebody else, I can say, you know, sis, and I can say it in love because I handle myself in love and grace. And so when you handle yourself, it's easier to not hold my sister accountable, but be there to, hey sis, hey, your slip hanging. Hey, you got a boog in your nose. You know what I'm saying? It's not to embarrass them or make them feel less than. It's to straighten their crown, and I don't need to tell the whole world it was ever cricket.
True. Right. Yeah, I get that.
And that's where your boy fall in here at. I'm pretty sure Crown will probably vouch for your boy and let it be known that, I'm not one for drama neither, but to fulfill the gap because, God sent a messenger in all situations, right? In any case that these fools is in some lies, y'all be more. I'm talking about let that thumb or your index finger hit the send button so fast. Send the lie to me, cause I'm gonna come over there and articulately gather they ass because this is getting crazy. Black woman after black woman after black woman after black woman having the most. They're trying to give a fool an opportunity that they don't know is a fool, and then it turns out to be this nonsense. Nah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just turn into the goddamn gone Mr. Hold 'em accountable, Mr. Holds them accountable police. Yeah, because this is stupid. This is just retarded. I don't even be on TikTok like that. And it seems like every time I just hop on and just be listening and sitting in the comments, it's stupidity at its finest. And then to hear it, like me, I'm like this in real life, to hear a dude that I know done some nut ass shit, oh, that shit throws me all the way over here left field. I'm like, okay. So everything that you have said about regarding anything, that throw that out the window with the McDonald's cup.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I just came up here because I wanted to just say my little piece in that. But I
Brown, appreciate you.
lift your head because you're a queen. I know some of the people be hating that we call ourselves queens and goddesses and stuff like that.
No, they hate us they hate us for breathing. Pretty much.
But you're a queen. Don't hold your head down. Your crown gonna fall. So you know what I'm saying. Keep your head lifted. You know, I think the video that went viral that I love the most. I think it just warms my soul. It's two young boys. I mean, grown men in the sense of age, but young men, I should say. They were playing basketball, and young man had performed in a way that was disappointing to himself, and he walked and he had kind of had his head held down, and his homeboy came and hit him in his chest like to tell him, you did good, and he took his fingers and lifted his head.
Oh yes.
He lifted his head.
Okay. Yeah, I think I saw
Yeah.
that too.
And I thought that was so powerful. We have to have more compassion. It's so easy to be ugly and evil to each other. Shoot, I done did it. It's actually fun too. All that, that toxicity on here, when you're engaging in it, but it depletes your energy. You know what I'm saying? And we need to operate. It even talks about, love heals. And that's what compassion is, you know what I'm saying? To be able we as, especially as women, we have a healing power. That's how we can hug somebody. We get that hug from Big Mama and it just feels like stuff just go away.
Right.
But we withhold that and we rather give, like, you know what I'm saying, this ugliness to each other as sisters. And we need to learn how to be there for each other and lift each other up. And even, you know what I'm saying, give some, you know, you could have did look differently, because that's what love looks like. Love ain't always agreeing with each other.
Oh, that's facts. Yeah, for real. That is
Yeah.
that.
It don't mean that we gotta agree, but can we respect each other enough? Even when we disagree, we don't have to disrespect each other. And that's the mature women that I'm looking for on this app. If you ain't like that, go on out there, do what you do. When you grow up, keep living, keep waking up. Then you get there, then come talk to me, because I'm not for the immaturity. I done did that. I even came on this app doing that. But that's unproductive. It gets us nowhere. But building each other up so that we can be better human beings for each other. I think that's what we need to be. Anyways.
On that note, yes. That was a great word. Thank you, Crown. Andrea.
Am I here?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds so much better. No, I again, apologies, even though you say I don't have to. I always apologize when I feel like I'm not in the right. And I get it, because one of the things that you said that struck me so hard, and I'll say it again, which was, I don't bite my tongue. I don't either. And so I know how hard that is. But when Crown said dignity and grace,
Yeah.
and I remember what my grandmother used to say to me all the time, a lady is always a lady. And sometimes things don't need to be said, because it's like I told you, he already proved who he was. Everybody saw it. You really didn't even have to say anything, because the people that know and know you, they know. Look how many people have come to this and said, girl, are you okay? I love that. I love that you have that kind of support and people are there for you. It matters. And so people know by just who you are that this was not any of your making or doing. So I got the whole point about you being upset and everything. It's just it did put a spin, or I think he put a spin there for you. And I hate that for you, because from what I understand, you have a small business as well. And so that in itself, you got to start thinking about the end game. And I love that Crown said that to you. Start thinking of the end game, how that makes you look, what emphasis you want to put out there instead of somebody writing your story for you.
Right.
He did that. That was sometimes I'm wondering if that was the whole purpose, to kind of make you look bad, or not make you, but
Oh, it definitely was. It definitely was that. It definitely was that for him. Yeah. And that's what it's going to continue to be like for him until he gets done and tired telling his side, quote unquote, side of the story. So, I mean, it is what it is at this point. And, that just goes back to I think the fact that I don't think he really likes women. I really don't.
Well, you mentioned something about that, because one of the things that came up that I thought was surreal was the mother issue. And I thought, okay, I get it. I get it now. I understand.
Oh, him being adopted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
He
see
talks
that.
about it a lot. So it's very, you know what I'm saying, like prevalent. But also in the same breath, it's like when people are telling you like, yeah, I've healed and I've done the work on myself, but then you don't see that. You see the opposite. That's what's very baffling, because it's like, I'm hearing what you're saying.
Yeah.
But then it's showing its head this way, though, because that's not what healed looks like, right?
No.
But you're telling me at the same time I'm not healed. So I'm trying to take constructive feedback from an unhealed person who tells me that they are healed.
Right.
And so I'm trying to take that constructive feedback because I don't want to be somebody who just is like, no, no. But then there was that resistance from me to him because I was seeing signs of this is not what healed looks like.
Right.
Something's off here.
Yeah. I always ask that in my counseling sections, like, what does it look like for you with your family? How are you with your mom? This, that, and the other. So I get it. I do. I get it. But I wish you well.
Thank
Praying
you.
for you, like I said, and I know things are gonna work out great. You just take that time, that moment to just get you back in alignment with your journey,
Right.
your with you,
Yeah. Yeah.
because he's knocked you for a loop. I can hear it in your voice. And I hate that, because for us as Black women, when we are knocked off of our path, sometimes it's a little bit more to get us back on it, especially when it's very hurtful and everybody's coming at you from all sides.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
all right, I'll let you go. Thank you again. Stay up, sis. Stay
Thank
up.
thank you. I will.
All right. Bye.
Bye. What's up, Teaser?
Hi, AP. I've kind of followed a lot of this, and I haven't I didn't see what went on today, but I do hear some defeat in your voice, but you're a strong Black woman, and I just wanted to reach out to you and say, please don't let this take you down. Sometimes God uses situations like this for us to reflect on who we are. I
Yeah.
used to be a firecracker as a young person. Like I said earlier, I'm 58 years old, and I went through a period that I said, God, why you won't let me say what I want to say? But I felt like he was using me to kind of change that feistiness that we have as Black women, because we want to defend ourselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I do appreciate you for sharing your story and for standing strong.
Right.
But I want to hear that strength back in your voice. So don't let this define you, please.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. I hear you. I receive that. I
So
receive it.
thank you for letting me up.
Thank you, Teaser. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. I guess this is just, I'm just dealing with it. I'm trying to figure out, I'm just listening. I'm taking everybody's advice back. I always take people's advice. I think on it, whether I implement it now or I implement it later, you know what I'm saying? I still take it. And so, it's funny because I'd rather see myself go through this than somebody else. You have 1 hour. Okay, I got you, Drea. So at the end of the day, that's cool. I'd rather take the hits and the blows, and I'd rather make the mistakes and have somebody else learn from what they're watching me go through than for them to go through it. So it is what it is, I'm fine with that. It's a lot easier, right? So, I appreciate all the feedback, and, I think, I just, I'd be bothered by, some of the comments made because I know they're just jabs being thrown. And, that's why, I said what I said about the kids and things like that. I just felt like there was no point of, there's no point of return. So let's just go there, right? Let's go to the depths of hell. But I'm learning from this situation, and, it is what it is. And we'll just move on from here. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And while I know motherfuckers is waiting to eat me up as soon as I log off of here, right? They're waiting to eat me up like a fucking shark. I'll be okay. I'll be fine. Now I can't say 6 months down the line I won't be on these niggas next, because you know what I'm saying, but I can at least say that this is not going to break me, down. I'll just be back on the former shit that I was on with, which is black men, you are not leading. Listen, it takes me right back, to where I was when I first came on this app. You know what I'm saying? I used to hold spaces where, yeah, I would talk to the black men and figure out why you not leading. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just going to go back to the basics of what I was doing before. That's been a topic I've had for months. So, I'm going to continue the topic. 6 months, 6 days. Hey, who's counting? You never know. You remember those lives? Right. But yeah, we got to avoid the ones that lack leadership, right? But, they all say that they're leaders, so. But yeah, so anyways, but I love y'all. I appreciate the support and everything. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you can't go into these other spaces. I mean, go into these other spaces if you want to entertain what you want to entertain. It is what it is. Like, I can't control you. Why would someone small their self for another? Yeah, no, I'm not trying to small myself for another. But sister. What's up, Edwin? How are you?
What's up, baby girl? Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday to you.
Happy Sunday.
Much love to you, sweetheart. To the future we go. Look, y'all see that up there? Look at them hearts. Right there above my head.
Heart
support
me.
a content creator like this. This one right here, the real deal. I rock with you, sweetheart. I just want to come on and tell you that. For sure.
Thank you.
I got you.
I appreciate that. I really do.
Much
Thank
love.
you.
So
I appreciate you.
Keep doing. You on your way to the top. I'm going to be along for the ride, so I can say that I was there. So keep dropping it like it's hot, because you always do. I appreciate what you do in this space and on this app. Don't let nobody steal your shine. When you become the top, you become the topic. So don't think it's small that your name is going around. That means that you're sitting on something that you may not realize. Because if you were inconsequential, no one would talk about you. You would just be a random TikTok person.
That's true.
If you hear your name, that means you're sitting in a seat of recognition. And that comes with good and bad. So don't be remiss about it. Just keep doing what you do. I'm with you, boo.
Truth. Thank you. That's confirming. That is confirming, because man, for somebody to be for this much, I was called a nobody. I've been called a nobody on this app many a times. Who is AP? She's a nobody. She's a nobody. But it's just like, I've never known a nobody to get this much attention. I've never known a nobody to get this much hate. But I get it comes with the territory. So I'm learning how to take the territory with this, whatever it is, right? Because I have no strategic plan with this. I have no strategic plan with my platform. I really don't. I love being a nobody too, Pocahontas. It gets the people going. So, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, takes a nobody to say someone else is a nobody. That's facts. So yeah, but I'm glad I was able to speak my own piece on my own platform. No, I don't have like 2.6K people in here, but I don't need it. Because, at the end of the day, once you get to that number of people in there, they ain't really trying to hear you. I'm pretty sure Hands, I don't know what Hands, I heard she was over there, and I'm like, listen, I get it. If y'all are upset at my actions, I understand, because I get it.
I would never cuss you out. I'm don't ever anticipate that for me. I am going to forever move in peace and love. And here's the thing. I we've all been through, right? Uh, Dealing with vetting and dating the wrong individual, right? And I've had to go through my process of really establishing how I vet, right? So yeah, I've never came to any conclusions about this situation whatsoever, to have any judgments. What I care about is you. I care about how you feel. I didn't like or appreciate how that live was handled earlier. I know it is the nature of TikTok, but I hate that you were even in there because, unless they breaking bread with you on the cash apps that they're giving, allowing people to disrespect you and stuff, they don't
Right.
deserve
At
to
least I could
profit
get
off
paid
of.
for the
You
disrespect.
get what I'm saying? Like they don't deserve to profit off of your hardship in this short time. So that was all. I really didn't appreciate that. And I didn't respect that. But I have my own perspectives on how we treat each other in our community and how we're selectively pro-Black, right? Until like money becomes involved, right?
Damn. We should maybe talk about that. Can you pitch that to OC? We could talk about that on his thing. I
Right,
would
we
love to
can.
delve into that actually. I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, so I clicked out of that live. I didn't watch it. I didn't want to support it. I didn't want to be one of the thousands, or hundreds of people that was in there. But no, I just send you support. I send you love. I I think that what you do is really brave in being so transparent and vulnerable, even in this moment. I respect that about you. And I know that you're going to be better moving forward. Obviously there are lessons that everybody could take from this, right? Because there is no how-to guide on dating, right? There's no like true how-to guide on dating. And so, like you mentioned a few minutes ago, you being able to, even if you did take the licks, hopefully people can learn from what you went through, right? But you're good. You're beautiful, you're strong, you're smart, and I
That's
know
right.
that you're resilient, right?
Don't let the enemy of perfect be good. You're good. Be good with being good, but also be good with being imperfect. So when you find yourself in an imperfect situation or position, you got to eat that too. But
Yeah.
you got to also know that you stand on good. You got more good in you than bad, and nobody can expect you to be perfect. I think you did a wonderful job. I mean, I can't say everything was on the up and up, but hey, in a circumstance like that, there are no rules. I mean, there are no circumstances that you were contending for your name's sake here. This little old nobody called AP on this app, and I can respect that. So keep
Yeah.
going, sweetheart. I also came back up to tell you that you have won the Uncles of TikTok vote. All of the uncles on TikTok that walk around here, Uncle G, Uncle Bernie, and me, middle of the road, all the old heads, we rocking with you. So you
Where
keep
Uncle
winning.
Bernie at? I ain't even see him roll through here, but okay. Yeah. Thank
We
you.
were on several of these lives earlier together, making
Okay.
sure
Got
everybody know that AP had our support. So we just put it out there, and I just wanted to come and let you know that we
appreciate
said that throughout this place today.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Tell him thank you too. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Polka.
Before I drop, I just want to say, AP, if you ever, like I said, I'm gonna hit you in a DM.
Okay.
But the support is here. It's all love. It's all support. You know what I'm saying? You're good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. What's up, Events by Jade? Are you there? Yep, I can hear you now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
you got
so I actually
okay.
came across you from Bella's Live. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I actually came across you today from Bella's Live, which I've never watched her before it just kind of showed up on my For You page. And I joined and watched it. And I was like, the situation just didn't sit well with me. Like I was totally thrown off by it. I was like, wait, what the heck? So I left out. And then later today, I actually felt bad for you. And I'm like, dang. And then I seen how you reacted. And it just, I don't know, it didn't sit right with me. My heart just was heavy about it. And I just so happened came across you on my For You page. But I listened to what Crown said. And I just wanted to come up here and say, I'm proud that you actually took in what she said. And I know that this situation is extremely hard, but I hope that you continue to grow from it and don't allow others to feed you into the negativity that's going around. So if they are sharing it with you, just try to ignore it the best that you can. Because I know how it is. I overreact too. Like I get mad and I'm on war. I'm like, I want smoke with everybody.
Right.
So, and my husband has to humble me. He'll be like, Jay, calm down. Like, you don't even need to react to that, So I feel like we need people in our corner that's like that because
it's necessary.
if you're hot-headed, it's easy. Yeah, it's easy to overreact when someone's provoking you, right? And especially you're dealing with this situation in front of thousands of people.
Right.
So it's hard not to overreact on it. But I feel like just put people in your corner that are willing to push you past the negative situations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm praying for you. I hope that everything works out, and I hope that this doesn't beat you down. I feel like we go through things in life for a specific reason, and your time's coming. Like something from this situation needed to happen so that whatever happens in your future, you've already dealt with something like this.
Yeah. No, that's facts. I appreciate that. And especially from like you not even knowing who I was, you just, came in and saw what you saw. So I appreciate that.
No problem. Well, enjoy the rest of your day or try to take a mental day and just chill.
I'll be good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All righty.
Bye.
Tagged you today. Did you see it?
No, I was getting so many messages, Edwin. I ain't even seen it yet.
No, I did it was almost like a duet off of your post.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, no, I didn't then. It must have been while I was on here. Yeah, I didn't see it.
No, I didn't let you gonna see it. I just want to let you know it's out there. But,
I'm definitely look at that. Thank you, Chastity. I know Chastity gonna be really real too. Chastity. I know I was wrong, Chastity. I know. I get it. So I already know. I don't know if you've been here the whole time, but I already know it. I know we're going.
Hey, boo, how you doing? Y'all, Chastity, that's my TikTok crush, right?
I bet she fine. She is fine. She knows she's fine.
She's gorgeous. Yes, that's my TikTok boo.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, you did all right. So yeah, man, I can't wait to see when you start doing your features, you coming. The problem is, I've been in this TikTok for years now. People as a whole get nervous when content creators like you bubble up in this place because they're trying to put you in a hole somewhere. Like, you do this, but you don't just do this. You do this and that and a little bit of everything, and they don't like that because they can't peg you to a spot. Like, oh, you go to APs to do this. No, you may go to AP and hear controversy. You may go to AP, she's going off. You may go there, she's telling you something you need to know. Or, you're diverse, and that's good. So don't get pegged in a hole. And look, it's going to happen. It has to happen. Look at all the other creators on here that have some type of following, the stuff that they go through. I will say this about the situation in the live you were in. I don't know if anybody said this. I understand that T was in a vulnerable position with being friends with both. I think she did an okay job. I can't say it was perfect, but I don't think she really picked, you or him. She just tried to get the information out because it dropped in on her. But I think, again, both of you guys have some improvement. But, again, it was a situation. And don't beat yourself up. Move forward. Continue to go. If you can look up, get up. Grow this thing, man. Tell people to follow you, gift you, do all the things, get your mods active. I want to be the captain of the mod squad. I want the mods to get these great talented creators like yourself moving and shaking in this building by sharing and letting folks know when you come on in your lives. So I appreciate you, sweetheart. I want you to stay on because I want people to know you live and hear you talk.
Thank you.
Y'all can talk to her.
Thank you, Edwin. No, I received that. Y'all. I'm trying to work on just, talking more calmly and stuff and not being so spirited. It is a work in progress though. And, I realize like there's a lot to be worked on. There is, you know what I'm saying? But what's up, Chastity? Hello.
Hey, I ain't come up here to beat you up, but I did come up here to tell you this. Tell them people to kiss your ass, okay? Let me tell you something about life. Life happens. Shit happens all the time, okay? And sometimes it be out of our control and we be done got our emotions in it. But let me tell you how to really do it. Don't fuck him to the capacity where he got to go tell somebody. Fuck him to the capacity where he got to go tell his mama. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Level 1, not level.
No, I take him straight to hell next time you do it. Next time you do it, leave an imprint. Don't leave no remarks about it. Let it be on his brain so thick and so hard. It is ridiculous. And let me tell you something with women really, now that you have gotten to this point, let me tell you something that you don't do. Your business ain't nobody business.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying when I say that to you?
Yeah.
It don't matter what the fuck he did. Let him think about it. My answer to you would be so. I don't care. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that should.
Because I'll make a motherfucker lose his job. You see what I'm saying? I'm going straight to the job. I ain't worried about TikTok. Fuck TikTok. I'm finna fuck up your finances. You see what I'm saying? You gonna understand. When I get finished with you, you gonna understand all the way to, and I'm gonna understand, you gonna understand. And you know what? I might be woman enough to say I'm sorry after I get tired of fucking with you. But don't ever put your business out there like that.
Yeah, I feel you.
Okay?
Yep.
You got too much ahead of you. You got too much going on, especially when you get children involved and stuff. Like, don't ever say nothing to tell nobody you gonna fuck their kids. Their kids ain't got nothing to do with this. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm being a woman to you right now. I tell you, don't ever involve nobody children in nothing. And if somebody say something about yours, say, hey, look, that's awful. Be grown enough to say that. But when it come down to a man, you don't mess a man up by talking. You fuck with his brain and his finances. There you go.
True.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Thank you. I will.
All right, have a good day. Hey, Edwin, when you gonna send me my birthday lion, tiger, or bear?
Lion, tiger, or bear?
Mm-hmm.
I got something in store.
I love this, man. I'll talk to you later, AP. You be good. Keep your head up, girl.
Bye, boo. Keep doing what you're doing around here. Appreciate you.
You gonna have to drop me down now because this new TikTok stuff has got me messed up.
Oh, okay. I guess they moved it. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, they did. I forgot they updated this app. They be updating and not letting us know when shit be moving somewhere else. So, but yeah, so, no, that was a word, Chastity. That was definitely a word. Fuck him up by his finances or his head. No, that's true. Once I realized that he obviously was, feeling some type of way, like for real, I should have just not said anything. I should have just stayed on mute. I'm gonna try to do Beyonce challenge and stay on fucking mute. Hey, pause to listen. What's up?
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm just been observing and just watching the original live that I saw you on with that person. And also that next morning I listened and observed you. And I've been in the TikTok world for a couple of years, and I've heard a lot of people, say different things, handle things in different ways. But I think the first time I ever saw you in a situation like this, the way you handled yourself, I admired you. I'm 63 years old. I'll be blessed to be 64 next month. But I admire the way you handle yourself period, in your youth. I think you're in your 30s. The way that your actions for the most part have been what I consider lessons that I learned along the way. I didn't see the live today where you were in that live, and apparently you handled yourself in a way that I think you appear to be you're the good thing is you got your own doggone platform where you can come and decompress. Yeah. And that's the good part. Also, I wanted to think about what could I add to this conversation. Maybe I came in late. I don't know, but I think that that man, sometimes men, and not all men, because I respect Edwin, he knows that. Some men, and I'm going to say, they want to, when they see you shining and winning, they don't realize it. Some of them, they don't realize it, but they'll come into your world and they'll want to bring you to their level by bringing you down to them. That's what they want to do, you know? And so once, I recognize that, I move deliberately, personally, when they come across. And I'm hoping that you can kind of get what I'm saying. You're a good person. You make good decisions, and you've accomplished some things. You're a mother. You're a homeowner. You have a garage. I don't know if that guy has a garage. I'm just saying. Sometimes people are jealous, you know.
Yeah,
And sometimes men will want to compete with you. They don't realize it, but they do.
right.
Um,
I had to deal with
Even
that.
when you're not trying to compete with them. I'm sorry if I can't hear you. Somehow the volume's kind of low, so I'm going to be quiet and hear what you're saying.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't know if can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I turned mine up too. Go ahead, hon.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say I've had that's probably an issue that I've had in, being where I'm at in life, which, I don't really talk much unless I have to, just to give people context to things when I'm speaking to them online, but I don't go full throttle with where I'm at in life. But it's in a good place, and I got myself here by myself as a single mom. I don't know how I did it. I just did it, and I'm here. But I realized that I realized that my love life was gonna take a major hit with all that I have achieved to this point. I knew it was gonna take a major hit, and so I don't think that I prepared myself for how I would deal with that necessarily. And I think that I've just been trying to act as if I don't have these things or haven't achieved these things, and come from what I felt like I'm just needing to come from more of a humble place then, and just act like I'm not really successful so that I can still connect with. I can't, and I know that's wild to hear,
No, it's
but
okay. No, it's okay. Let me tell you. What she's saying is, here's the thing. As you elevate through life and get to the places that you go, there are going to be people that come along for riders, and there are going to be people that come along to kind of knock you off your pedestal, either via competition or willful ignorance. A lot of people are jealous with. It's like seeing a kid that's got potential, and you say that kid gonna be something one day. But everybody in his life thinks they're no good, they're not going anywhere. Where they are is where they're going to be on the corner. But you know that this person has the ability to elevate. You're a person that has the ability to elevate. This is why you're in the airways. Sensations on TikTok are the things that people talk about. So ask yourself, why are they talking about you if you are nothing? So you have to just embrace what God has for you. It sounds like he's been good for you, and in your humbleness, just go forward, man. I mean, you got to grow what he gave to you. No matter how it came to you, you wasn't expecting this, but you're here now. Your name was in a room that had 2,000 people. There's 2,000 people that know that there's a lady on TikTok named AP. Like the lady just came up. She didn't know you. She never saw you on this app. Your exposure is going to happen organically through other spaces, sometimes contentiously, sometimes good. As they say in advertising, all press is good press for you. You just have to look at, bad is good when it comes to this environment that you find yourself in. The monetary gains are there, the ability to establish yourself, help you continue to elevate you and your family. Do what you got to do, man. Embrace it all. Haters will donate to you too. That's a fact.
That's a
So,
fact.
embrace it. Hey, Magnificent. And just so everybody know, this lady here paused to listen. that name has resonated with me since she's changed. On her main page, her global international page that she has, I am one of the longest subscribers. I have been following this lady since I've been on here, and I don't subscribe to many people, but you know how you get that badge. I've been subscribed for over 12 months. I got a big badge. I don't know what kind of subscription. So that's what you need. You need a lot of big badges on your page. So make sure you have folks try to subscribe. She's got 3 now. Push your page to do the things that TikTok does. Subscribe, become members, tap the screen, gift you your panel. I mean, just grow it with your conversation. You'll be amazed at what you can do. Thanks.
Thank you, Edward. So I do have a. Do you mind if I ask you a question? Because I was
Sure,
trying.
yeah,
I
go
was
ahead.
trying to get it by listening to your platform and what people were saying, but I was wondering. I know you're a thoughtful person. I can tell that. So, what was the purpose? What did you want to gain from being platform at that this morning? I didn't see it, but apparently you're in a space.
Oh, I woke up and I got messages that were saying that the person that I had dated formerly was in the live sharing his story, and I already knew. They call it accountability court, and that was what I was on the docket and all that stuff, and so so that's why I came in there, because I said, well, if he's going to speak his piece, I need to be able to speak my piece. Hold on one sec. Kev, I see you in here, and I don't know if you're trying to be funny by gifting me. I don't really know. If you want to have a conversation, I don't mind emptying the boxes so we can have a conversation, because I'm never going to get this man's number offline, Edwin. I'm not, like, to talk to him offline, like,
Come on up.
But if you're trying to be funny right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, have a direct conversation instead of doing all the silliness that you've been doing, because you know what you've been doing.
Well, if you know somebody been doing the silliness, been coming at you with the silliness, why even entertain it? You giving them power and you giving them access.
I'm not giving them power, Mr.
Listen.
What's that in
If you've been getting silly vibes, weird vibes from an individual.
It's not about vibes. If you haven't been around for the story of what's going on with me and Kev the comic, please don't, like, it's a long standing history, so let's not do that. What I'm trying to, he knows what I'm saying to him, and so what I'm asking of him. So my thing is, if you are here to be funny, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could do without that. But if you're here to have a conversation, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just sitting here listening to see if I'm talking shit about you or doing whatever, I'd rather you be man enough to have a conversation instead of being the catty woman, woman-like nature, and going off in your live and having a kiki with you and your followers. Because you know the shit that you be talking about me ain't right. And you know that for a fact. And the fact that you can't say exactly how I impacted your platform, you can't explain that either. So there really isn't a problem, Kev. But appreciate the gifts. Go ahead, pause to listen. That's what happened, though. I was in the live earlier this morning. That's why I ended up in there, because the live started off about me and my situation.
Mm-hmm. So I heard you, I did hear you say that when you were trying to express yourself, that you weren't able to do that because the person was getting a lot of cash out. That, I'm just saying, that wasn't intended. Sounds like that wasn't intended for you to be heard. So it's good that you have your own platform. You brought value to that platform today, but Edwin's right. You also put a spotlight on yourself, and you were able to be seen by people who wouldn't have seen you before. So it was it's a price you pay, but you also gained something too,
Yeah.
I know you're a businesswoman, so, you sell your sauce, you can do those things. And I want to sit here for just a minute because there might be a couple other things I want to add in a second.
Right. No, it's fine.
Just grow. I mean, here's the thing. You're at a launching point. I had on my page about a father and a daughter. She was standing on the dresser, and he kept saying, "Jump, baby, jump. I got you." She's like hesitant.
I saw that. Yep.
She jumps. this is your jumping point. You got to see it for what it is, not for how you got here and the people and the circumstances and the situation. You got to turn it around and just go do you on this app. Like, that got you here. Not because you wanted to get here like that. You didn't want all this to be going on in and around you, bombarding you, people talking about you, holding lies for hours on you and all. I mean, you know, don't get into all that. All of that created what we call a business opportunity, right? I could have the best restaurant, but until somebody like that lady in Dallas, when that man came down here and went to her food truck and dropped her 4K, and then there was a big contention about she didn't give the money to the cutters, the people that cut hair and this, that, and the other, and then she made up for it. She opened a restaurant, gave food away, they gave free haircuts. But I'm in Dallas. That lady got a line around the corner from that event. It was a bad event for her publicly, everything else. Some guy gave her off of TikTok $4,000 to, come test her food because it was good. Because her food that she was serving is what brought him to her. And it was so good, but through the chaos of the money and everything else, she was broke, starving on a food truck trying to make it. She got $4,000 in, one day for one person. She was like, shoot, I'm gonna buy new pots, pans, or something, right? And that's what she did, not thinking that was wrong. But the other people were saying, well, you were supposed to give the money to the people. You weren't supposed to use it for you and this, that, and the other, right? Well, okay, she pivoted. She let it go. She apologized. She tried to make up for it, and then she moved forward. Now, if you come to her food truck, it's around the corner. You got a 30-minute wait to get anything off a truck. So she used the controversy of rubble to stand on top of it. You need to do the same thing, then shine your light out so that people can see AP's in the building. You're like the Associated Press. Everybody watches Fox, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, wherever they get the information. But everybody know AP because they know AP is where the information come out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're that. You're AP. So when I saw your name, that's the first thing I thought about. I was like, is she the news? And then I started following her. I'm like, yeah, she put it out like that. Like, you're very informative. I mean, I'm like, you said just watch, like you're watching a television show, a news program with information. Embrace your name. Go do you, girl. Big things in store. So.
I appreciate that. Magnificent. Did you want to go ahead and say what you got to say? So, because I have no idea why you're up here. Magnificent. Mr. Magnificent.
I was, what I'm saying? I didn't know the severity of it or whatever. So, what I'm saying? I didn't want to intervene. You know what I mean? Because it seemed like it was a pretty sensitive subject or whatever. And I can't give input on something that I'm not well aware about. So I didn't mean to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no problem. Well, thank you. Okay.
Make sure you help her with the cash app or the live goal that she's got. Maybe become a subscriber or something. Help her out. She's growing. She's on her way. So anything you can do will go a long way.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate.
I was just wondering if Kev is going to accept your invitation to come up.
Oh no, Kev got blocked.
He did. Okay.
Yeah, he said okay after I said, either come up or just, keep it pushing. So he said okay. So my thing is, all right, cool. No, Mr. Magnificent, you said you were done. You said you couldn't add anything and you weren't there for the conversation. So it's cool. It's fine. Kev is on his own live now. That's cool. Kev gonna continue to be
Mr. Magnificent. I was just saying that, we appreciate you coming in here. I wasn't trying to be catty to you with the statements that I made. This is kind of the when you're on a plane, Mr. Magnificent, you got to come down to the runway. This is what you see, somebody navigating a plane to the ground safely. She was up there and there was chaos, turmoil, and she has safely returned to the place where she's supposed to land, and she's just landing today. She's taking time to pause, listen, reflect, And if you don't know the conversation, you can't contribute to it. So please don't take offense.
Appreciate you, Towns Elder. Appreciate you.
So the
Yeah,
one thing I
go
wanted to
ahead.
say here is, you probably already know this because I listen to you a lot, and I'm an observer, and you speak a lot of wisdom. For period, but you can't reason with foolishness. And apparently, you got in a situation where there was not going to be any reasonableness in that situation. So you got your own platform, and you can come here and you